another one.
Coworkers had meeting without me. So the background of the story is team compromises of 4 members. All right, this person is a jerk for putting these names, but since you put it, I'm going to share it. All right. Betty, Sandra, Catherine, and myself. The supervisor's name is Jessica. We had a scheduled team meeting today. The supervisor's on vacation. We have a meeting once a month without her anyways. Catherine is out sick. Oh, poor Catherine. Oh, that was not the one I wanted. That is so insensitive. That is not the one that I wanted to play. I wanted to play this one. Sandra and Betty are really, really close. Betty has been here for 20 years and Sandra for 15. No wonder they're so close. So, Sandra emailed me and said the meeting was canceled today. Then I found out that they decided to have the team meeting in Betty's office and not include me. I am pissed. I'm sending a calendar invite to my supervisor to set up a one-on-one meeting to address my concerns. Is this a bad idea? I don't want to stir the pot. I actually like working here so far. I've only been here for three months, and it's hard to find a job. And it was hard to find this job due to my tendency to job hop. I don't want to cause trouble, but I'm not a doormat either. Oh, and then we have some more information. I neglected to mention this. We all have the same job title and perform the same / similar tasks. Our work is very interconnected and it affects the whole entire team. If the meeting was important enough to have, then I should have been included. Well. Let's put our time up. So it's funny, right? So this person, so well, let's get into the drama of it, right? Since we were talking about those Spanish novellas, we might as well get into it, right? So Sandra and Betty are really close, and that means that Betty has been at that company for 20 years, and Sandra has been there for 15 years. So they've known each other for at least 15 years, right? So Sandra tells whatever your name is that the meeting was canceled, but then Betty and Sandra get like they meet together, because they've been friends for 15 years to talk and chat, and they had a meeting on the calendar and it wasn't going to happen, so they just said, "Hey, let's talk and let's chat and whatever." And they didn't include you into their private conversation, right? You were not invited because they don't know you. You've only been there for 3 months, right? And they wanted to catch up on, how their kids are doing, on how their husbands are doing. Maybe they wanted to make plans for the weekend. Who knows? But guess what? Those plans didn't involve you. And guess what? Now that as soon as you're not invited to a meeting, and you know what? When I get canceled meetings, I'm like, oh yes, I get some time back to do some other stuff that I need to do. I'm not like, oh my God, I wasn't included into a meeting. I'm like, if there's something important for me, then they'll let me know. I'm not going to you said the team had a meeting without you, right? There's 5 people in the team, including the supervisor. And 2 friends ended up meeting with one another. And you're like, Oh my God, I wasn't invited. Okay, well, maybe your attitude that you sent a calendar invite to your boss right away to address your concerns, right? Maybe that's why you weren't invited because maybe, quite frankly, maybe you just might be an asshole. Maybe you're an asshole and they didn't want to be around you because as soon as you're not invited to happy hour, you're sending an invite to your supervisor to address your concerns. Is it a bad idea? Absolutely. Why is it a bad idea? Because you've been there for 3 months and you are already trying to get people who have been there for 20 years and 15 years, they have a combined 35 years of experience at the company. And your 3 months, you're trying to get people in trouble. And then here's the funny thing, right? You have absolutely no credibility because you go in there, you cause all this trouble, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna leave on the 4th month, right? Because you have a tendency to job hop. But guess what? You're not a doormat. Nope, you're just a doorknob. Right? That is absolutely frustrating. Like it's just annoying. Like, oh my God. And you you neglected to mention the stuff that don't mean anything, right? We have the same job title and perform the same task, same or similar task. Well, guess what? Um, Although you perform the same or similar task, they have 35 years of experience on you combined, right? So they might need to strategize for something that maybe you're just not ready to know yet. Maybe this is something that you like if you didn't job hop on the 6th month, right? Who knows that maybe on the 3rd year of being there, you might be able to add value to. But as of right now, it really doesn't concern you because they don't even know if you're going to be there for that long, right? You have no credibility. They can't trust you yet. And maybe that's why you weren't invited to their one-on-one meeting. But guess what? Guess what's going on right now? You just set up a one-on-one with your boss, with your supervisor to talk about Betty and Sandra, right? So now who's really excluding people from meetings, right? You are. You're excluding people from meetings because now it's when Sandra and Betty were getting together to talk about their plans for the weekend and talk about their kids and their what fun stuff that they're going to do, and you got mad that you weren't involved. Now you're going to talk about them behind their back to your supervisor. If it was that big of a deal, right, and you don't want to stir the pot, why don't you just invite the whole team and say, and then you can say,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
if you're unhappy, right, then put it out in the open. Why do you got to talk to your supervisor behind their back? And what is your supervisor going to do? Go against the people who have 35 years of experience? When who knows how long you're going to act? How long you're going to be there? Absolutely frustrating. Nope. And these are the type of people, right? And this is why, because I see this a lot, right? Oh, what I see it on LinkedIn, right? It's so stupid. They're like, oh, why does interviews have to be so many steps and so many processes? And oh, there's like 3, 4 levels of the interview, and there's a technical project and all this type of stuff. Well, the reason is that we try to mine out the people who are going to be a problem, right? There's so many more. There's so much more to an interview than just the what's the word I'm looking for? Then can you do the job, right? It's what type of person are you? What type of attitude do you have? Are you easy to get along with? What some of the things that the people say in the interviews really expose who they are, and then that's why they don't end up moving forward in the process, right? You might have the skills to do it, but you don't have the attitude to do it. And attitude is just as important, if not sometimes more important than the actual skills, because you might not have all the skills, but the skills can be learned. But you might be a jerk, and no one really wants to work with a jerk. All right. So go ahead and stir the pot, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, actually, They're going to choose the people who've been there for 20 and 15 years, who have a combined total of 35 years of experience, who have kept the company going for that long over the 3-month job hopping pot stir who refuses
Another one.
who refuses to be a doormat. All right. So shout out to all those who refuse to be a doormat and end up annoying and unemployed.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.